Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve. Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
For the bulk of this Monday edition of the podcast, we're going to spend our day on a Sunday, September 1st, 1957, 68 years ago, with episodes of Suspense, the CBS Radio Workshop, yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Stan Freberg Show. And we will wrap today's podcast up with an episode of Lum and Abner from 83 years ago. That's what's coming up on this Monday, the first day of September, 244th day of the year, 121 days remaining. It was on this date in 1807, former Vice President Aaron Burr found innocent of treason. In 1923, a devastating earthquake struck the Japanese cities of Tokyo and Yokohama. 150,000 people killed, more than 2 million left homeless. Without warning, on this date in 1939, Nazi Germany invaded Poland, setting World War II into motion.
Quickly, in Britain and France, significant moves have been made. In France, the cabinet has called a general mobilization which brings 6 million men into the field.
CBS's Robert Trout. Adolf Hitler blamed Poland for intransigence in the two nations' border dispute and assured England and France he had no designs on Western Europe.
Poland has refused my offer for a friendly settlement of our relations as neighbors. Instead, she has taken up arms.
Hitler's speech as translated. In 1969, a coup in Libya toppled the monarchy of King Idris and brought Muammar al-Gaddafi to power in 1969. A Korean Airlines Boeing 747 shot down on this date in 1983 by a Soviet jet fighter, killing all 269 people aboard.
It would be easy to think in terms of vengeance, but that is not a proper answer. We want justice and action to see that this never happens again. Our immediate challenge to this atrocity is to ensure that we make the skies safer and that we seek just compensation for the families of those who were killed.
Among those killed on the airliner, Georgia Congressman Larry McDonald, aircraft en route from Anchorage, Alaska to Seoul, South Korea, when it flew through Soviet-prohibited airspace around the time of a U.S. aerial reconnaissance mission. Soviet Union initially denied knowledge of the incident, later admitted shooting it down, claiming the aircraft was on a spy mission. In 1985, a joint U.S.-French expedition located the wreckage of the Titanic 560 miles off the coast of Newfoundland. In 2004, Chechen rebels took about 1,200 school children and others hostage in Beslan, Russia. Commandos stormed the school 2 days later. It was on this date in 2007, Idaho Senator Larry Craig announced his resignation in the wake of his arrest and guilty plea in a Minnesota airport gay sex sting.
I apologize for what I have caused. I am deeply sorry.
Craig later reversed his decision, saying he'd serve out the rest of his term. He did serve out the term, but did not run for re-election in 2008, effectively ending his political career. 2017, Russian President Vladimir Putin expelled 755 diplomats in response to U.S. sanctions. And it was 3 years ago today, a UN inspection team entered Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant on a mission to safeguard it against catastrophe, reaching the site amid fighting between Russian and Ukrainian forces that prompted the shutdown of one reactor and underscored the urgency of the task. The chief of the IAEA, Rafael Grossi, told reporters they had observed some damage to the facility.
It is obvious that the plant and the physical integrity of the plant has been violated several times by chance, by deliberation. We don't have the elements to assess that, but this is a reality that we have to recognize, and this is something that cannot continue to happen.
Among those passing away on this date in history, journalist Drew Pearson, singer Ethel Waters, Jerry Reed, singer, songwriter, and actor, songwriter and composer Hal David, actor, singer Dean Jones, and passing away just a couple of years ago today, Jimmy Buffett. Birthdays on this date include Don Wilson.
The Jell-O program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Kenny Baker, and yours truly, Don Wilson. The Sons of the American Legion, Squadron Number 241 in Philadelphia, gave an officers' dinner a short time ago, and they sent us one of their menus. Well, here's what topped off the meal. Dessert a la Jack Benny. Yes, sir, you've guessed it, that was Jell-O.
Don did just an absolute ton of work in radio, best known, though, for his work with Jack Benny. Don Wilson, born on this date 125 years ago today. Writer Edgar Rice Burroughs, also born on this date in history. Yvonne DiCarlo, Lily in the Munsters. Boxer Rocky Marciano, singer Conway Twitty, and pro wrestler Bam Bam Bigelow, all born on this date in history. They have left the building.
Hi, this is Jeff Foxworthy. It is now time for the birthday announcements. The following people are now officially older than dirt.
Among those who are still with us on this date, Lily Tomlin turns 86 today.
One ringy-dingy. Two ringy-dingies. A gracious good afternoon. Have I reached the party to whom I am speaking? This is Miss Tomlin of the telephone company. Have I reached a Mr. Aristotle Onassis? Good. Mr. Nassus? I was wondering personally, what does the O stand for? Oh my goodness. You Irishmen certainly do have a way with words. Now then, Mr. Nassus, I'm calling in regard to an order we received from your wife. She wants a solid gold princess phone. I think I should warn you, this instrument could cost $5,000. This strikes me, Mr. Nassus, as being, well, a rather callous disregard for money. I said callous disregard for money. Callous. Hello?
She came to light so wonderfully with her many roles in Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, and of course there you heard her as Ernestine, the telephone operator. She did so many great comedic roles. Lily Tomlin, 86 years old today. Archie Bell of Archie Bell and the Drills, Tighten Up, 81 years old today. The Bee Gees' Barry Gibb is 79 today. Dr. Phil is 75.
Lee says if Amy would keep her mouth shut, he wouldn't have to hit her.
Dr. Phil, 75 years old today. Somebody that we miss on our radios, the crazy Phil Hendry, is 73.
Chickens that have become so popular with so many of the people that love the Ted's of Beverly Hills Prime Rib Room. Of course, the Prime Rib Room is where it all takes place.
Now that is that's the main lounge at Ted's of Beverly Hills, the Prime Rib Room, and you also have the big screen TV.
What? It's the Prime Rib Room is a bar?
It's our lounge, General. It's where we people wait to be seated. It's where people like to go and relax and have a cocktail, have a Ted, have a couple of Teds. And we do have 2 widescreen TVs. We will have our Super Bowl buffet, which we never ever scrimp on, and the famous miniature chickens.
What? I want to ask a question.
Let me guess. You're going to ask, what are the miniature chickens?
You got it.
Yeah. Well, these are a specialty of Ted's of Beverly Hills. These are small, undersized chickens. They've got the little tiny drumsticks and the little tiny wings, and you just enjoy it because you can have as many as you want. You don't get too full. People enjoy it, especially the kids, the little miniature drumsticks. And for my money and for the family and for anybody who's just coming in to watch the ball game, it's a lot of fun. It's a novelty. And certainly is something that we like to specialize in at Ted's of Beverly Hills.
Now, I want to ask a question because we had some people who called.
No, God.
All right, hold on. What's the problem?
Well, we had some people calling about the miniature chickens.
Hey, Phil, this is a time that I'm paying for.
Right, but you also agreed that you would take questions regarding any kind of customer complaint.
Okay, is this the same family that says the drumsticks are too small?
Well, they said the drumsticks are only about the size of like a cigarette butt. They said it was about the size of a lipstick container.
And Phil Hendry was every one of those voices you just heard there. A great loss to radio when Phil went off the radio, but he does everything online now at philhendryshow.com. 73 years old today, the remarkable Phil Hendry. Taibo, martial artist, Billy Blanks, 70 years old today. Gloria Estefan is 68. Top Chef host Padma Lakshmi is 55. And she won a Primetime Emmy Award for HBO's Euphoria twice. Zendaya is 29 today. Those just a few of the people celebrating the first day of September as their birthday. If this is your birthday.
Hi, we're the Four Freshmen, and we just want to say happy birthday to you.
And we'll start off with our first of 4 in a row. From this date 68 years ago, September 1st, 1957, with an episode of Suspense. Frank Lovejoy starring as the Man from Tomorrow. That's up next.
Ladies and gentlemen, the chief hope of our enemies is to divide the United States along racial and religious lines and thereby conquer us. Let's not spread prejudice. A divided America is a weak America. Through our behavior, we encourage the respect of our children and make them better neighbors to all races and religions. Remind them that being good neighbors has helped make our country great and kept her free. Thank you.
It was a tumultuous time at CBS Radio. Changes were coming, and it was going to be absolutely insane. And already changes had been made over at NBC, which had given up on all of its regular programming and had gone to the weekend Monitor News magazine format, which was, if you will, the forerunner to today's talk radio, which has succeeded very well on radio. But here's what was running on NBC, CBS, as NBC was running their Monitor program. They still maintained a block of Sunday program, and it was all dedicated to many of the great radio programs. At 4:05 Eastern, the CBS Radio Workshop. At 4:30, Suspense. 5 o'clock, after 5 minutes of news, the program Indictment, a criminal investigation show. At 5:30, yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Then at 6 o'clock on CBS after the news, it would be the FBI in Peace and War. At 6:30, Gunsmoke still held sway. At 7 o'clock, you had the quiz show, Says Who, hosted by Henry Morgan, where people had to guess who was being portrayed in certain audio clips. What celebrity was it? Then at 7:30, you had the Stan Freberg Show, followed at 8 o'clock by the Mitch Miller Show, following news, of course. Then sports at 8:45, followed at 9 o'clock by CBS going to news and the World Tonight. CNN Face the Nation. That was all that there was as far as long-form drama on CBS Radio. It still survived, but not for long, because as people know, it kept winding down from there as cost-cutting hit the drama division on CBS Radio, and eventually it would disappear. Just about 5 years, September 30th, 1962, with the end of Suspense and yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Let's listen to the first of our 4 shows today from that date, Sunday, September 1st, 1957. We have an Armed Forces recording here of a great program starring somebody that we enjoy having on here a lot, Frank Lovejoy. This episode from 68 years ago, September 1st, 1957, 4:30 in the afternoon. It is entitled The Man from Tomorrow.
Suspense. And the producer of radio's outstanding theater of thrills, the master of mystery and adventure, William N. Robeson.
Those who know about such things tell us that an engine delivers little more than 50% of the energy potential of its fuel. The rest is dissipated in waste. Waste motion, waste energy, gases, ash. The same can be said of man. Has been said, in fact. Getting and spending, we lay waste our powers. If an average man were trained to use his faculties to the utmost, he could be a superman. If a superior man were so trained, what could he not accomplish? The answer is implied in the upcoming story. Listen. Listen, then, as Mr. and Mrs. Frank Lovejoy star in Man from Tomorrow, the last radio play written by the late Irving Reese, which begins in exactly 1 minute.
American folklore is filled with legends about men who were as tough as nails, like the one about Pecos Bill, who went out for a walk one day. Unfortunately, a big 10-foot rattler crossed his path. I say unfortunately for the rattler. You see, Bill was a mighty fair fighter. Why, he gave that rattler the first 3 bites just to make things even. Then he waded into that reptile and he everlastingly thrashed the poison out of him. By and by, that old rattler yelled for mercy and admitted that when it come to fighting, Bill started where he left off. Yes, that was Pecos Bill, a legendary American. Folklore belongs to every nation's legendary past, and I guess we Americans have our share of some tall ones. Like the one about... but we'll have to save that one for the next time we travel your way. See you then.
And now, Man from Tomorrow, starring Mr. and Mrs. Frank Lovejoy. A tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Even in these days of so-called full employment, you'd be surprised how few job opportunities come up for an ex-jet jockey. So it was with more than passing interest that I read this ad while I was scanning the classified section of the Sunday paper. It said, wanted, ex-jet pilot. Unmarried, without family obligations, must be in perfect health and prepared for rigid tests. Successful candidate will receive good pay and be given opportunity to contribute to daring experiment and world betterment. Apply Tuesday, 10 a.m., Science Associates, 126 West Street. Well, Science Associates, you just got yourself a boy. It turned out there were quite a few boys with the same idea. By 10 o'clock Tuesday morning, nearly 50 of us were crowded in a windowless, air-conditioned room in the windowless, ultra-modern building of Science Associates.
Oh, hi. Hi, Major.
Well, hi, Randy.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. Some of the faces were familiar, guys that had been in the Air Force with me in Korea and afterward. We sat there and waited. An hour, 2 hours, nothing happened.
I don't know about the rest of you guys, but this place is beginning to give me claustrophobia. I'm getting out. Open that door. Hey, it's locked. Hey, we're locked in here.
Even before this had a chance to sink in, another door opened on the far side of the room. A guy with a white mask on his face came in carrying a Thompson submachine gun.
Hit the deck!
Everybody flattened on the floor except me. I made a dash for the man in the mask, but he disappeared as quickly as he'd come.
Hey, Major, how come you didn't hit the floor? You tired of living?
Well, he was shooting blanks.
He was shooting
Couldn't you see that? There weren't any bullets chipping anything. Besides, I knew it was a gag from the way he held that machine gun. When those babies are loaded with live ammo, you got to fire them from the waist.
Well, I don't like this. Come on, guys, let's crash the door and get out of this rat trap.
Oh, save it, Randy. That won't do you any good. That door's as thick as a bank vault. And then something else. Thick, black, acrid smoke pouring out of the air conditioning vents. And a sound from somewhere. Of an airplane diving. Every pilot remembers with horror the smell of burning oil from a plane out of control. It hit us way back and deep down, and some of the guys got panicky. And then the blowers reversed and the smoke was sucked out quickly.
Attention, please.
A loudspeaker cut in from nowhere.
For the past 2 hours, you have been under close observation as a necessary part of this test. You were warned in advance the test would be rigid. As you file out past the guard, you will receive a token compensation for your time and discomfort. We now ask you all to leave, except the man who ran for the gunner. The door is now open. Thank you.
You're welcome, Well, Major, looks like you got the job.
Also looks like I'm going to shove it right back in their faces.
Well, I don't blame you. Well, so long.
So long, Randy. Take it easy. For a moment, I was alone in the empty room, and then an inner door opened, and I wasn't so sure I wanted to shove the job in their faces. Not in this face, anyway.
Your name, please.
Well. I hardly expected to find a blonde at the bottom of this.
You will come with me, please.
Well, I'll do nothing of the sort. Now, don't give me orders, Blondie. I want to see the guy responsible for this, and then I'm getting out of here.
I take it you have lost interest in contributing to world betterment.
Oh, yes, that's what it said in the ad. Well, whatever your lofty purpose, I don't like cold-blooded cruelty.
Unfortunately, we cannot allow personal feelings to interfere with our objectives.
Well, then your objectives are wrong.
You will be better able to judge that when you know what they are.
Well, I don't think I'm interested. And if I may indulge a personal feeling, callousness is unattractive enough in a man, but in an attractive girl...
Neither your feelings nor mine will matter in this project, Major. I believe you were addressed.
It was just plain Mr. Kentman. The war's been over for some time, Miss...
Dr. Frost.
That's appropriate.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, nothing. I sometimes mutter to myself. The last thing I said to you, Doctor, is that the war is over.
If it is possible for you to unlock your quite superior intelligence from emotional reactions common to schoolgirls and housewives, my senior colleague, Professor Baird, and I will attempt to convince you on the only basis that should appeal to the mature mind. Facts.
Well, you go ahead and try, but I doubt you'll be successful.
The second act of Suspense continues in 1 minute.
This is Johnny Baker with Communism on the Spot. The communist attitude toward faith in God is based on the statement by Karl Marx that religion is the opiate of the people. In keeping with his view, the Soviets established as a primary aim the destruction of all religious faiths. Communism can't tolerate religion, which preaches that there is a supreme being who is higher than any human authority. For communism itself is a political religion whose high priests are the dictatorial rulers of the Soviet state. They'll settle for nothing less than total control of the lives of their subjects. They're not only concerned with their victims' bodies and minds, they seek equal domination over their hearts and souls.
And now, we continue with Act 2 of Man from Tomorrow, starring Mr. and Mrs. Frank Lovejoy. A tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
It was a big, aseptically bare room with an uncluttered desk at one end. Behind the desk was the cartoonist conception of an egghead. A thin, bespectacled man whose eyes were so intelligently alive that I couldn't look away from them long enough to mark his other features. This was Professor Baird, keeper of the facts.
You are asking yourself why we limited our appeal to former jet pilots. Simple. Only 1 man in 10,000 was able to qualify mentally and physically for jet training. The Air Force, therefore, indirectly performed the first of our processes of elimination. Fact. Additional eliminations due to flunkouts, mortality in training, and combat brings the total to 1 in 20,000. Fact. The standards we applied during the 2 hours in which we observed your every action and reaction raises the mathematical incidence of your sensory acuity to approximately 1 in 100,000.
Well, I'm flattered.
You will have greater reason to be if our experiment proves successful. You will be the only man on Earth possessed of your powers. You will be the man from tomorrow.
Well, how do you propose to go about that?
We will first show you how we've trained other individuals. Dr. Frost, will you proceed with the demonstration?
Yes, Professor. Come in, Mr. Logan. Mr. Logan, have you ever been in this part of the laboratories before?
No.
Would you describe it, please?
It's a rectangular room, 40 by 20. The ceiling is 18.5 feet high. There's a desk 12 feet from me, slightly to my right. There are 2 people seated at it. One has just risen.
That will be all. Thank you, Mr. Logan.
Well, Mr. Kentman.
Well, it would be very impressive if any schoolboy with normal vision couldn't do as well.
Agreed. But Mr. Logan is totally blind.
Looking back now, I can hardly believe my own impressions. The blind man was followed by a deaf mute, then a paraplegic who lost all sense of touch and smell. Their demonstrations were incredible.
Not one of these persons possessed physical senses above the average, Mr. Kentman. The deprivation of one sense or another, in the case of the blind or deaf man, stimulated nature's desire to compensate for the loss.
But what are you trying to prove?
That man has powers even now that are beyond his comprehension. We wish to explore those powers. Suppose one nearly perfect man with superior sensory perception to begin with could develop the extension of his 5 senses to the maximum degree we've just observed. What do you think would happen?
I don't know.
Neither do we. But it is our conviction that this man would also acquire a new sense, a 6th sense, that would endow him with a power never dreamed of before. Don't you think it's a dimension worth exploring?
Maybe. But how could anybody accomplish it?
Training. By producing the circumstances that surround the blind man, the deaf man, the handicapped. You would have to agree to cut yourself off from the outside world for 3 years. You would spend 6 months living in a pitch-dark laboratory. You would sleep, eat, function in a world of darkness.
Various sound devices will be used to train and measure your hearing responses. After that, 6 months would be devoted to simulating the world of the deaf-mute, and so on.
You will be paid $20,000 at the end of the 3 years. All the necessities of living will be provided during that time. Then a test will be made, and if our predictions are realized, you will be signed for an additional 5 years at $20,000 per year. Dr. Frost will be in charge of the training program. Do you wish to undertake it?
Well, that's a pretty serious move. I'd like to think about it.
You have all the facts, Mr. Kentman. We would like a decision now.
You think feeling might enter into my considerations, Doctor? Is that what you're afraid of?
Afraid? Fear is merely an emotion, Mr. Kentman. I have learned to control all my emotions.
I wonder.
I beg your pardon?
I was muttering again, but what I meant to say is I agree to undertake the experiment. I was led into a pitch-dark room, blacker than the blackest night. It was to be my home for 6 months. It had a bed, bathroom, closets. All I had to do was to find them. I won't waste time telling you what that was like. Just close your eyes tight and try to find your way around a room that's familiar to you, and you'll get the idea. I was still stumbling around 3 days later when I reported for my training with Dr. Frost in the adjoining laboratory, which was even blacker, if possible. Oh, dear.
Are you hurt?
You wouldn't care if I broke a leg.
There's a chair nearby.
I know. I just fell over it.
We can begin as soon as you're settled.
Lucky it's so dark, I don't have to apologize for wearing my pajamas.
Don't you like dressing?
I love it when I can find my pants.
Today's exercise will be recognition of pure tones. Here is an example. That is 1,000 cycles, or 1,000 vibrations per second, stripped of all harmonics. Now, what would you say that was?
Oh, 1,100.
It is 1,500 cycles. Now, please tell me when you begin to hear the next tone and what the frequency is.
I couldn't make the slightest dent in that glacial reserve. I tried to match her at her own game for a while, but she loved it, and I'm human. Anyway, at the end of the 6 months, I could ramble through the whole place and never stub a toe. It was amazing how you learned to sense things in the dark and what your ears could do. 800. Out. 4,500. Out.
Good. Excellent. Mr. Kentman, your threshold of hearing is 20 decibels greater than the average ear.
Dr. Frost, I can't see you, but do I detect a note of enthusiasm in your voice?
Satisfaction, perhaps, Mr. Kentman. The experiment so far...
Dr. Frost, have you ever let yourself go?
Mr. Kentman, I am not nearly so naive as you assume, nor have any of your innuendos or mumblings for the past 6 months escaped me. I told you in the beginning that neither your personal feelings nor mine would have any bearing on this project.
You haven't answered my question.
I am fully aware of the nature of biological stresses.
In a scientific way, of course.
What distinguishes man from the animal is his understanding of these stresses, but mostly his control.
Well, control is a traffic cop with a stop sign, Doctor, but eventually the traffic has to go somewhere.
I can understand the frustration of your masculine ego, especially in this enforced loneliness of the experiment.
Oh, thank you.
We have only begun. We have 2 years or more to go. The first phase is highly successful. As a scientist, I am very pleased.
Strange, Doc. My hearing is so good, but I have yet to hear your heartbeat.
Act 3 of Suspense follows in 1 minute.
Do you know the Social Security benefits to which you will be entitled when you separate from the service and take a civilian job? Here's a tip from Social Security.
Here's one do-it-yourself project that costs you nothing and won't end up in cuts and bruises. The Social Security Administration wants each one of you that pays Social Security taxes to check up on your account to make sure you are getting credit for every dollar that's coming to you. With records of millions of people to maintain, it's a pretty big job to catch an error that you or your employer might make in reporting your wages and income. You can help by checking every 3 years to see that your record is correct. How? Easy. Simply by mailing a special postcard. Just write to Social Security, Department 15, Hollywood 28, California, and ask for Form 7004. Mail it. And in a couple of weeks, you'll receive a notice that will verify the spelling of your name, your Social Security number, and the wages credited to you for each of the past 3 years. Do it tomorrow. You'll be glad that you did.
And now, we continue with Act 3 of Man from Tomorrow, starring Mr. and Mrs. Frank Lovejoy. A tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Now that my hearing was phenomenal, they turned off my ears. They devised some newfangled earplugs, and I began 6 months of silence. 6 months of being deaf as a doorknob. Deaf, but not quite deaf. Because I began to see sounds, to feel sounds like waves against my skin. I began to hear with my body and with my pores. Have you ever touched a sound? Have you ever seen thunder? You get so you look at sounds and almost see the waves they make trembling in the air. Have you ever tried silence? Try not saying a word, not uttering a syllable for an hour, a day. I tried it for 6 months, until all the unsaid words piled up inside my head. They clung like unborn sounds at the back of my throat. Whoever said silence is golden never felt the lump of lead that accumulates inside you. Silence. And the 6 months ended. The day came when she removed the fancy earplugs, and the little canyon I'd been living in widened into a continent.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Nod to me or raise your finger when you can hear the sound of my voice.
I heard you coming down the hall a minute ago.
Were the plugs defective?
Oh, no. Incidentally, I take that it's all right for me to talk now?
Yes, of course.
Have I been a good boy? Have I done everything that you've wanted?
So much so, Mr. Kentman, that we're giving you a few days' rest before we begin your training for taste and touch.
Well, can I do anything I want?
Anything, within reason.
Well, then, I'd like to have a drink. And strangely enough, I'd like to have you join me.
Perhaps that can be arranged.
Oh, that wonderful sound of the clink of glasses. And I cannot tell you how dull a piano sounds when you only look at it.
You missed the sound of music, then?
Oh, yes, music. And the sound of a woman's voice. Or maybe they're the same thing. Oh, incidentally, Dr. Frost, when I say woman, I even include female doctors.
Kind of you.
By the way, do you have a first name? Or are you only a title followed by Frost and followed by a long string of degrees?
My first name is Jessica.
Jessica? That's more like it. Jessica. Jessica. Boy, after all that silence, it's good just to say a woman's name.
Until the experiment is completely over, Mr. Kentman, it had better remain Dr. Frost.
Well, okay, Dr. Jessica Frost plus degrees. I give you a toast. To you.
You've been very cooperative about all this, Mr. Kentman. I want you to know that I really like you very much.
Well, now, I'm sure the experiment is a success. I've finally developed a sixth sense.
Oh?
I distinctly heard a lovely lady saying, I like you very much, and it couldn't possibly have been you. I rather enjoyed the touch tests. It was one area I'd never realized held such hidden possibilities. After a few months, my fingertips knew the difference between crystal and diamonds. I could tell if you had a suntan merely by touching your cheek. As for the taste tests, food suddenly became a symphony concert. Sourness had many degrees, and sweetness had a range as wide as the spectrum of a rainbow. And then all of my highly developed senses brought on a new perception, something over and beyond and added to the rest. By the time my training was finished, I knew I had acquired a knowledge beyond knowledge.
Sit down, Mr. Kentman.
Thank you.
Your period of training has been completed. You have passed the final tests, and we have decided to retain you. Now, will you sign the contract, please, Mr. Kentman? It's the arrangement as agreed. $20,000 a year for the next 5 years. Mr. Kentman, is anything wrong?
Oh, no, there's nothing wrong.
Mr. Kentman, what are you doing?
Well, obviously, I'm not signing it.
But why?
Because I'm afraid.
What is there to be afraid of?
Myself. And what I know now, and what I'm going to know in the future, what you and Dr. Frost may ask me to do.
Afraid to make contributions to scientific progress?
Oh, I respect science. Progress, I'm for that, too, but I can see beyond the microscopes and the telescopes and all your theories and experiments. And I don't see one important thing. I don't see happiness, only fear and falling buildings. That's what I see coming out of my super sense.
And you'd waste this great talent of yours. Throw it away, turn your back on progress?
No, I didn't say that. I'll look for a new kind of progress. Slicing an atom sideways or sending a phony moon up into God's skies, these aren't the things people are crying for. Not this year, next year, or ever. They want security, dignity, and a little peace of mind.
I suppose then you think that all our work is to end in death and destruction.
It might.
That's not fair.
Isn't it? Well, what happens if I sign the contract? Who makes the decisions?
These are things I can't honestly answer.
I know, and that's what I mean. It might be out of your hands then. Governments would pay billions for me. Our own country would guard me like Fort Knox. I'd be the most valuable thing in the world alive, and even more valuable for some people dead. A thing, not a man. No, that's not going to be for me. Not that way.
All this work, everything we've done doesn't mean anything then. It's all for nothing.
Well, I don't know. I'm sorry. I guess you picked the wrong man for the job.
What are you going to do now, Mr. Kentman?
Pack my things and go away. I don't know where. It doesn't really matter. Jessica, I probably won't see you again before I go. Thank you for everything. I'm sorry to let you down like this, but... well, so long. Well, that is that.
Oh, I was just going to...
Try and talk me out of it?
No. Yes, I was. But not anymore.
I'm glad you changed your mind.
Will you tell me something?
What?
What are you going to do?
I don't know yet. It's kind of funny. I'm going out of here almost the way I came in. One suitcase, one hat, one coat. The only difference, I've got all the knowledge of the world up here, and I don't know what I'll do with it. I haven't been able to think, not clearly. I know one thing, though. There are a lot of things I can try.
What?
Ever hear of cancer, heart disease, common cold, a dozen other things man doesn't know anything about?
Yes.
Might not be bad for a start.
No, that's not bad for a start. Do you think you might need someone to help you?
Yes, I might.
I've talked to Professor Baird. I think perhaps he understands.
Does he?
Yes. Oh, it's a little uncomfortable for a woman. I'm not supposed to say anything until you do. And you already know what I'm thinking, don't you?
Well, let's be old-fashioned. I love you. Will you come with me?
Yes. I love you, too.
I know. Come on, let's go.
Suspense, in which Mr. and Mrs. Frank Lovejoy starred in William N. Robeson's production of Man from Tomorrow, written for radio by Irving Reese. Listen. Listen again next week when we return with another tale well calculated to keep you in suspense. Supporting Mr. Lovejoy in Man from Tomorrow were Mrs. Lovejoy, Joan Banks as Dr. Frost, John Hoyt as Professor Baird, Peter Leeds as Randy, and Norm Alden as Mr. Logan.
As it was broadcast at 4:30 Eastern Time on Sunday, September 1st, 1957, 68 years ago today, Suspense here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Yes, Mrs. Lovejoy, co-starring in that with her husband, Joan Banks, and we remember her from My Friend Irma and so many other shows she did. Coming up next on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, we'll have an episode of the CBS Radio Workshop, which aired 30 minutes prior to this at 4:05 Eastern Time on September 1st, 1957. Grief drives a Black Sedan.
Ladies and gentlemen, make tomorrow your D-Day. Get an extra bond for defense. Step into any bank or post office and buy yourself a profitable share in America's future. As an investment, bonds are better than ever. They can help you save safely, conveniently, and profitably. So whether you already buy on the payroll savings plan where you work or the bond-a-month plan where you bank. Get an extra bond for defense tomorrow.
We continue now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox by going to, I believe it is 4:05 Eastern Time. Let me just roll back here. Yes, 4:05 Eastern Time on Sunday, September 1st, 1957, for an episode of the CBS Radio Workshop, Grief Drives a Black Sedan.
Penny for those thoughts.
Oh, I was thinking I'm glad we're going home, Roger. I hope this summer has given us both ample time to think this thing out.
Well, actually, darling, we have too much invested in this marriage. 10 years cannot be dispelled by one summer.
Well, that isn't exactly what I meant, but... Oh, let's listen to the radio, shall we?
I hope we've had an end to this sulking and...
What was that, Roger? Felt like we hit something.
Nonsense, I ran off the road.
Oh, Roger, please, slow down. Roger, listen. Sounds like a woman screaming. Oh, please, let's go back. I'm sure you've hit something.
I didn't hear anything, Kay. I'm sure we didn't hit anything.
This is the CBS Radio Workshop, the theater of the mind dedicated to man's imagination. Our story, Grief Drives a Black Sedan, stars Alice Frost and Lee Vines. Written, produced, and directed by D. Engelbach.
Will driver of Black Sedan pull over, please? Driver of Black Sedan, pull over.
Roger, we should have gone back.
Kay, none of your hysterics now. Please,
I'm sure we must...
Oh, just be quiet.
You realize how fast you were going?
Yes, officer. I was going 40 miles an hour, and that doesn't really seem like an excessive amount of speed to me.
It is in a 25-mile zone. Although you can't see it from the road, this area is quite thickly populated. There are always children about. Can I see your driver's license?
Hey, Tom. Look here a moment.
Okay.
Roger, do you
Shut
think
up,
we
Kay.
really...
Kay, there's nothing these state police would rather do than to stop a car with a New York state license. And I was only going 40 miles an hour.
I'm afraid it's more serious than that.
More serious than what?
Move over, please.
Say, what's all this about?
I'm taking you to the police barracks in Westport.
What have we done, officer?
That's for you to tell me, madam. You see, your front left fender is dented.
Is that a crime in this state?
We'll have to find out. You see, around that dent is blood.
Captain, I'd like to see you in his office.
May I come along, Roger?
No, darling, you stay out of this. I'll find out what this is all about.
Roger, remember...
Stay out of this. I'll be back in a moment.
Sit down, please. You are Roger Wickens, 25 Park Plaza Road, New York City?
Yes, I am. What's this all about?
I'm returning your driver's license and your car registration. We've checked the New York police. You've not had any previous accident record. What happened tonight, Mr. Wickens?
What do you mean, what happened? I drove up here from New York City to take my wife home. She's been summering up here, and that's all there is to it. And I want you to stop treating me like a criminal. I was driving down Cross Highway when the police stopped me for driving 40 miles an hour.
Excuse me. Yes.
Yeah. Well, keep checking. Check every hospital within 25 miles. When you finish that, check all the doctor's residence in the vicinity. Send someone to retrace Cross Highway. Yes. Well, I think you'll find somewhere, not too far from where the Wickens' car was stopped, some blood stains and possible pieces of glass. Report back as soon as possible. Yes, who? Oh, Doc's out there. We'll send him in.
Captain, what about this? Are we under arrest?
Well, there are two ways we can do this. We can technically arrest you for driving 40 miles an hour in a 25-mile zone. Or of your own volition, you can wait until all these things check out. Look, I think you're in trouble. I think you've hit somebody and run away from the accident.
Of all the stupid things that I've ever heard of,
Hello. Oh, Captain. Okay, what is it? Oh, excuse me.
Hello, Doc. Well, what will it be, Mr. Wickens?
I'll wait. What about my wife?
Well, she'd better wait, too.
He seems rather touchy.
Yeah. Doc, why don't you take some blood samples, run them through the lab, report back to me as soon as you can. I believe this is a case of hit and run. I want to have all my facts.
Another no cooperation guy, huh?
That's right, Doc. They never learn, do they?
Cigarette?
Thanks, darling. Roger, did you tell them?
Tell them what?
Oh, please, darling. Remember when we ran off the road, I told you I thought I heard a woman scream.
Kay, I did not hear a woman scream, and I did not hit anything. This is all a fantastic nightmare. It seems it started when you came up here. There was no reason for all of this. We should have gone to Europe this summer and behaved like two mature people. 10 years of marriage, and we're still trying to figure out whether or not it will work.
It's not going to work, Roger. I believe this was all for a reason tonight. I believe we're both in trouble.
Nonsense.
Roger, we must share that responsibility.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Kay, what responsibility?
The blood on the fender.
Hello. Yes. You found what? Where? Bayberry Lane. Let me get this down now. Bayberry Lane and Cross Highway. Yeah, I'm a regular Sherlock Holmes. How'd I know what? Never mind about that. No one at the house, huh? Well, you stay there. Keep calling in. No, Doc's still working. There's nothing to report here. Wickens denies everything. Okay, stay with him. Right.
You want me to send out for some coffee?
Oh, no, thank you.
Well, it's past midnight. Eddie and Joanne said they would wait at the Maroc until 1. What a wonderful homecoming party this turned out to be.
Well, you win the Superficiality Award for the year. Eddie and Joanne, the Maroc, the whole stupid, silly pattern. Roger, don't you realize you may have killed someone tonight?
Kay, let's stop this bickering, this hammering at each other. I did not hit anyone tonight. Now, starting with that premise, let's see if we can discuss intelligently our own problems.
This is not the time nor the place. Actually, Roger, there is no problem. I'm leaving you. I don't blame you, Roger. I really don't know whose fault it is. Perhaps it's mine.
Oh, no, it's mine. All I've ever done was given in to every little whim you ever had.
Have you, Roger? Oh, yes, you've given me things. Money, a beautiful home. And oh, so much loneliness. What good are possessions? Oh, I know this sounds trite and very cliché. But I'm tired, Roger. We've failed. I don't know whose fault it is. I don't know where we really started to grow apart. I just want out.
Well, darling, as usual, your timing is superb. I'm up to my neck in trouble because of you.
Oh, please. No more of the comparisons, no more recriminations. Until we know what's happened here, let's just wait. Wait.
Yes, Tom. You did. A signed statement. Feels pretty bad, huh? Yeah, what about the charges? Mine does. Hold a minute, Tom. Paul, have Doc call me. Yes, Tom, you were saying? Hit about 10 o'clock. Dead, huh? It's too bad. Yeah, right. Doc, drop your test. We have all we want. Okay, Tom, get back here as fast as you can. Right. Paul, bring that Wiggins guy in here.
It's 1:30. Roger, why don't you ask the captain if they found out anything?
Yes, I guess you're right. I will.
Mr. Wickens?
Yes.
Officer, what have you found out?
Mr. Wickens, the captain wants to see you.
Right.
$10. What do you do with 10 years? Can you write it off? Can you forget it? 10 years and you look at someone, and that someone you've known for 10 years, and you realize, oh, this night, this long night, what have we done? 10 years. 10 whole years. What do you do with memories? Just lock them in a safety deposit box? Or do you tie them up neatly in pink ribbons and burn them? What do you do with plans? Those blueprints for the future? And what do you do with love? The community property of love, split down the middle and shared by no one. 10 years. 10 years. 10 years.
Kay.
Oh, I'm sorry, darling. I must have dozed off.
Yes, about an hour. Don't be sorry. I needed the time to think. Kay, I must talk to you.
Oh, haven't we had enough talk for one night?
Just a bit more patience, darling. A cigarette?
Roger, for heaven's sake, what's happened?
Kay, I must tell you this in my own way. And for whatever love you once had for me, please hear me out. I want you to know...
Oh, Roger, please.
I want you to know this is no plea for any kind of sympathy. I know, Kay, why our marriage failed. You see, believe me, this isn't easy. I know I'm a coward. Tonight, I did hit something. More than that, I took a life.
Roger, no.
Please, darling, let me finish this. All my life, I've been hitting and telling myself that I didn't hit. All my life, I've been running away. All my life, I've been a coward. I wonder how much I've lost in love, respect, friendship. I wonder how much of myself has been sacrificed so carelessly, so needlessly, because I didn't take time to stop and go back to pick up that which I had hit. You see, darling, I guess I've always been driving 40 miles an hour in a 25-mile zone. And the ironical part about this whole thing is that the police were not going to arrest me for speeding, but merely warned me to take it easy. I guess maybe help of any kind has always made me angry, and truth always hurt my ears.
Roger, darling, would you please...
I know I killed tonight. Needlessly. Carelessly. And, Kay, I want you to hear this letter the captain just gave me. And I want you to know, darling, that no more do I blame everybody else for my emptiness. To the man who killed my dog. I hope you were going someplace important when you drove so fast down Cross Highway across Bayberry Lane tonight. I hope that when you got there, the time you saved by speeding meant something to you or somebody else. Maybe we'd feel better if we could imagine that you were a doctor rushing somewhere to deliver a baby or ease somebody's pain. The life of our dog to shorten someone's suffering, that mightn't have been so bad. But even though all we saw of you was the black shadow of your car and its jumping red taillights as you roared down the road, we know too much about you to believe it. You saw the dog. You stepped on your brakes. You felt a thump. You heard a yelp and then my wife's scream. Your reflexes are better than your heart and stronger than your courage. We know that because you jumped on the gas again and got out of there as fast as your car could carry you. Whoever you are, mister, and whatever you do for a living, we know you are a killer. And in your hands, driving the way you drove tonight, your car is a murder weapon. You didn't bother to look, so I'll tell you what the thump and the yelp were. They were Vicky, a 6-month-old basset puppy, white with brown and black markings. An aristocrat with 12 champions among her forebears. But she clowned and she chased and she loved people and kids and other dogs as much as any mongrel on earth. I'm sorry you didn't stick around to see the job you did, though a dog dying by the side of the road isn't a very pretty sight. In less than 2 seconds, you and that car of yours transformed a living being that had been beautiful, warm, clean, soft, and loving into something dirty, ugly, broken, and bloody. A poor, shocked, and mad thing that tried to sink its teeth into the hand it had nuzzled and licked all its life. I hope to God that when you hit my dog, you had for a moment the sick, dead feeling in the throat and down to the stomach that we've known ever since. And that you feel it whenever you think about speeding down a winding country road again. Because the next time, some 8-year-old boy might be wobbling along on his first bicycle. Or a very little one might wander out past the gate and into the road the moment it takes his father to bend down to pull a weed out of the driveway. The way my puppy got away from me. Or maybe you'll be real lucky again and only kill another dog and break the heart of another family. Signed, Richard Joseph, Westport, Connecticut. Well, okay, that's it. No charges. No arrest. No...
Roger. Oh, darling. Please. Let's go home.
Ladies and gentlemen, the governor of the state of New York, Averell Harriman.
Thoughtlessness and irresponsibility go hand in hand and cause far too many tragedies on our highways. The thoughtless driver who ignores traffic regulations, hoping to get away with it, hides behind the idea, no witness, no crime. But too often, this leads down a road of final accounting. Only by constant care, courtesy, and observance of the rules of the road can you be sure of avoiding the day when grief drives your car and brings tragedy to your family or that of another. The streamlined, high-powered automobiles of today demand of us the same intelligence and care in handling that has gone into their design. This weekend and in the future, I appeal to everyone to drive carefully, drive safely, assure a happy holiday for all.
You've been listening to the CBS Radio Workshop, Grief Drives a Black Sedan, written by D. Engelbach. A Letter to the Man Who Killed My Dog is from the book of the same title, written by Richard Joseph and published by Frederick Fell. Today's cast: Alice Frost, Lee Vines, Ralph Bell, Bill Mason, Larry Haynes, Jay Johnson. Next week from Hollywood, People Are No Good. Ted Pearson speaking.
This is the CBS Radio Network.
Couple of notes about that show. Of course, Averell Harriman ran for president in 1952 and in 1956. He was also governor of New York at the time you heard that. And he was a fairly wealthy man during his life, serving as Secretary of Commerce under President Harry Truman as well. And he had his political career. Lee Vines, the lead actor, if he didn't sound like the typical kind of actor, he really wasn't. He was a radio announcer all his life. He worked in radio since the late 30s and went to the service served in the European theater in the 1943 and on. And he also came back, worked with Robert Q. Lewis during the 50s, and during the time that he worked with Lewis and was the announcer for his game shows, The Name's the Same and Make the Connection, and the other shows that Robert Q. Lewis did, he also did a lot of other things. Singing, dancing, comedian, and impersonations as well. He announced for much of his life, but during his time with Lewis, he took on shows like The Second Mrs. Burton and this character role you heard here on the CBS Radio Workshop. He lived into his 90s, and he passed away from complications of pneumonia at a fall at a convalescent facility in North Hollywood in July of 2011 at the age of 92. There you go, CBS Radio Workshop here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. In a moment, we'll take a look at some of the news items of that date.
Keep your guard up. That's the key slogan of the 1950 National Guard recruiting drive, and it's a slogan as timely as today's headlines. More than ever before, America stands prepared, and the National Guard must recruit approximately 220,000 men as soon as possible. By joining the National Guard, young men will have the advantage of choosing their own unit and preparing themselves for promotion by being in a job for which they are best qualified. Investigate the National Guard now. Help America to keep up its guard.
A quick look at the news headlines from Sunday, the first day of September 1957. 68 years ago today. Death stalked the nation's highways faster than expected yesterday, and before the first 24 hours of the 78-hour Labor Day weekend, traffic fatalities had risen above the 100 mark. At 11 o'clock last night, the holiday death toll stood at 140, 113 of them in highway accidents. Shouting black-shirted followers of Italian dictator Benito Mussolini nearly rioted yesterday as a funeral mass being said for their assassinated Il Duce. Armed police had to hold back the saluting, screaming fascists outside the church when they tried to attack photographers, crying, "Leave us here alone with our Duce." Miami Daily News said last night a U.S. intercontinental ballistic missile fired about 2,400 miles out over the Atlantic, probably 2 months before Russia claimed it had developed such a weapon, firing from the Air Force Missile Test Center on Florida's Cape Canaveral. The reporter for the Daily News of Miami, Milt Sosin, said in a copyright story the missile probably fired in early June. He described it as a Convair Atlas. He reported it reached a point in the South Atlantic 2,400 miles from the Florida coast between the British island of St. Lucia and Ecuador. A leading Soviet Army scientist said yesterday Russia's new intercontinental ballistic missile alters completely the military planning of the U.S. and its Western allies. The Major General G.I. Petrovsky of the Soviet Army Engineers said U.S. bases anywhere on the globe lose their importance because they are within range of the Soviet weaponry. Touring segregationist John Casper yesterday mounted the soapbox in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, one of 3 North Carolina cities whose school boards broke the color line and was out-talked by a hooting crowd, about half of which were Negroes. A counter-spy, Boris Moros, foresees the fall of Soviet Communist Party boss Nikita Khrushchev within the next 8 months. He predicts the successor will be a military dictatorship headed by Marshal Georgy Zhukov. Morris forecasts in closed testimony to the House Committee on Un-American Activities made public yesterday by the chairman, the Democrat from Pennsylvania, Walter, as the committee issued brief biographical sketches of Zhukov and Ivan Konev. Meanwhile, Dr. and Mrs. Henry Spitz flatly denied yesterday accusations that they were Russian espionage agents. The accusations made in Washington Representative Walter said the couple were identified as spies by the House Un-American Activities Committee. The chairman said the Spitzes had been members of the Soviet espionage apparatus, recently exposed by FBI counter-spy Boris Moros. The former Veterans Administration doctor and his wife, now living in Vienna, declared the allegations we were ever Soviet spies is preposterous and ridiculous. In a face-to-face encounter, Governor Goodwin J. Knight yesterday of California warned Senator William F. Nolan he would face a hard contest if he enters California's 1958 Republican race for governor. The Senate Minority Leader, home from Congress for an extended statewide speaking tour, sidestepped the virtual challenge and replied in effect that intimidation would get Knight nowhere. Those some of the day's top news stories from the newspapers of Sunday, September 1st, 1957. On your radio, we'll go from Suspense in the CBS Radio Workshop to yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
The crusade for freedom is a crusade for your freedom and mine. The truth dollars people send the crusade for freedom help preserve our own freedom, even as they get the truth and hope to people behind the Iron Curtain. Truth dollars help finance Radio Free Europe and Radio Free Asia, the most effective weapons Western democracy has for countering lies and distortion. Send your contribution to The Crusade for Freedom, care of your local postmaster. That's Crusade for Freedom, care of your local postmaster.
Now we continue on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox with programs from Sunday, September 1st, 1957. And this episode of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, aired at 5:30 Eastern Time. And it is entitled The Poor Little Rich Girl Matter.
From Hollywood, it's time now for...
Johnny Dollar.
Bert Major, Masters Insurance and Trust.
Oh, hi, Bert. What's up?
Poor little rich girl in California wants to take out a $200,000 straight life policy on her husband, with herself as beneficiary.
A lot of dough, but not too unusual, if you can afford it.
Effective in 2 weeks, and hush-hush, a surprise.
But who'd want to... Why?
Exactly. Nice piece of change for the company in commissions, or for her in payoff, if she's playing that kind of a game.
You talk like you don't know her.
Name only. Deal was arranged pending through her lawyer in Los Angeles. You could be out there in the morning, Johnny.
All right, Bert. Who gives me the fill-in?
Our agent out there, Roger Hackey. He'll meet you at International Airport.
Bob Bailey in The Exciting Adventures of the Man with the Action-Packed Expense Account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
And now, Act One of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Home Office, Masters Insurance and Trust Company, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the poor little rich girl matter. Expense account item 1, $280 round-trip plane ticket and incidentals, including sunglasses, Hartford to Los Angeles. I arrived, rested, ready, and right on schedule. Also on schedule was Roger Hackey, Masters Los Angeles agent, who turned out to be a repressed comedian become insurance salesman.
Yep, I said to myself, that's Johnny Dollar, I said. You are Johnny Dollar, aren't you?
In person. You Roger Hackey?
In person? Say, you got the old feel, haven't you? Simpatico, we call it out here. Have a nice trip?
Yeah.
Good. Airplanes scare me. Don't like being up there in the wild blue yonder. Terra firma's my dish of tea. Slow but sure, they call me.
Yeah, well, look.
Now, if you'll just follow me, we'll jump in my jalopy, and I'll have you at the Beverly Hilton before you can say Happy Hooligan.
You said.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Well, here we go. Cloud of dust and all that.
The ride from the air terminal to the hotel was hot, silent on my part, and unproductive so far as the case was concerned. Roger Hackey kept up a running commentary on everything from bad actors to the Zodiac. It wasn't until I was settled in my room with drink in hand and shoeless feet propped up that I could get him to switch to the $200,000 surprise.
Her name is Cynthia Durbin. Now, how much do you know about her?
Nothing. Bert Major said you'd give me the background.
Well, she's a strange one. You know what a chameleon is?
Sure, a lizard that changes color, so what?
So that's the kind of a gal Cynthia Durbin is. At least she is now.
You're losing me, Roger. Begin at the beginning.
Now, you're the doctor. As the Siamese twins said after the operation, what's missing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you meet Cynthia Durbin?
Well, she came into the office yesterday. No call, no appointment. There she was.
Oh, what's she like?
Trim. Real trim. And expensive.
Just casually announced she wanted to buy $200,000 worth of insurance, huh?
Well, not exactly. She started asking about various policies, endowments, straight life, etc., and how and when they paid off. And she kept giving me the big eye and cross-leg routine.
She tell you anything about herself?
Oh, didn't have to. I already knew. She's practically a fixture in the society section of the Sunday papers. Garden parties, opening nights, and all that. Yeah, but only lately.
Her husband?
Peter Durbin. He's been a public figure ever since they got married about 3 years ago.
But she hasn't.
No, just the last couple of months or so.
How old is she?
Oh, around 25. Blonde, blooming, and gorgeous, if figuratively speaking.
I take it she has the money, huh?
Yeah, right. He was a well-torsoed movie bit player with a champagne appetite.
I see. Now, what about this surprise angle?
Well, she came right to the point. Said her husband had just had a complete physical. Asked if his doctor's report would be acceptable. If so, okay.
But you didn't sign her up. Why?
She didn't give me the chance.
What do you mean?
All of a sudden, she reached in her purse and pulled out a piece of paper with a name and address on it, announced this was her attorney. See him, she said, smiled big, and walked out.
Did you go and see the attorney?
Right away. A guy by the name of Crane Collins. Has big plush offices downtown, old senior partner type.
What did he have to say?
Oh, nothing except routine questions about filling out the forms, expediting the procedure, importance of secrecy for the surprise.
Well, why didn't you ask a few questions?
Couldn't?
What do you mean, couldn't?
She was there.
Doing what?
Sitting back in a corner, all huddled up like a mouse waiting to be pounced on. Didn't say a word, while Collins and I filled out the papers. Yeah, she signed them as if they were a death warrant. Went back to the corner and stared at the wall.
Now I see what you meant by that chameleon remark.
Yeah, she's too much for me.
Yeah. A leopard can change its spots, too. Expense account item 2, $3.25 taxi fare to the offices of Crane Collins. So far, all I knew was that the wealthy young woman wanted a pot full of insurance on her husband. If it hadn't been for the surprise request, it would have been routine. Now it wasn't. And the people involved, one of them at least, were not routine. I was ushered into an oak panel office high above the streets of Los Angeles.
Good afternoon, Mr. Dollar.
Mr. Collins?
Your card identifies you as an insurance investigator, Mr. Dollar. I don't believe I understand.
Cynthia Durbin is your client?
Why, yes.
You represented this client yesterday in the signing of an application for a $200,000 straight life insurance policy on her husband.
Yes?
I represent the company.
Everything is in order, is it not?
Insurance is a lot of things, Mr. Collins. A surprise to the insured is one of the things it isn't.
My client is adamant in this respect. Call it a quirk, if you will.
You expect the company to issue a $200,000 policy on a quirk?
Well,
how long have you known Mrs. Durbin?
Since she was born.
Then you know her father?
Knew him. I am his executor.
Uh-huh. Mother?
Also deceased. Both parents died when Cynthia was 17. I was her guardian and have been her legal advisor since she came of age.
Was she well provided for?
Very.
What kind of a man is her husband?
Young, about 30. Tall, good-looking.
No, Mr. Collins, not statistics. Your impressions.
He plays an excellent game of golf. Gets along well with people when he wants to.
But you don't like him, do you?
In this profession, Mr. Dollar, I neither like nor dislike people. I represent them, and that representation is based on fact.
Well, in my profession, we go by feel as well as fact. Well, tell me candidly, Mr. Collins, do you think there's anything strange about this request for insurance on her husband?
As I said, I deal in facts, not feelings. As a client, she sought professional assistance. Ergo, I supplied it.
Where do the Durbins live?
I'd rather
Oh,
not.
now look, I can get it from any society editor in town.
My secretary will give you the information.
All right, thank you. By the way, don't tell Mrs. Durbin or anyone else that we've had this discussion. If you do, there will be no insurance issued. Interference with investigative procedure. Fact, Mr. Collins.
I understand.
Expense account item 3, $2.60, phone call. Then taxi to Roger Hackey's office. A neat one-story building in the Miracle Mile on Wilshire Boulevard. Purpose? To borrow Roger's company car. The Durbins lived in one of those colonial mansions out in Beverly Hills, surrounded by curving driveways, spacious lawns, swimming pool, and cabanas, all of it enclosed by thick, high walls and electronically controlled gates. The mention of insurance on the intercom got me in. Cynthia Durbin was everything Roger said she was. The first time he met her, that is.
Please excuse my appearance, Mr. Dollar. I've been swimming.
Oh, I don't mind at all, Mrs. Durbin.
Really, you shouldn't have come here to deliver the policy. What if my husband had been home?
No surprise.
No, that would have spoiled everything. Well, may I have it, please?
The paperwork has not been completed yet.
And what are you doing here? What do you want? Get to the point.
Well, just a few questions, Mrs. Durbin. My colleague, Mr. Hackey, should have handled these details yesterday, but he was somewhat rushed.
Oh, then there's nothing wrong with... Would you care for a drink, Mr. Dollar?
Thanks.
The bar's out by the pool. Shall we?
She was wearing a bikini and high-heel beach sandals, and she led the way. I was hoping it was 2 miles to the pool instead of the 75 yards it turned out to be. I mixed the drinks, and we settled down in a couple of sun lounges.
Ah, those details, Mr. Dollar.
Just formalities, actually. You're to be the beneficiary?
Yes. That was discussed yesterday.
Oh, yes, so was. What does your husband do, Mrs. Durbin?
He doesn't work, if that's what you mean. He doesn't have to. I have enough for both of us. Johnny.
Yeah?
Freshen my drink, will you, please?
Oh, sure. Say, tell me, did you ever contemplate divorce?
Divorce? Whatever makes you ask a question like that?
Well?
Of course not. We've had our differences. Minor ones. What couple hasn't?
Yeah, I suppose you got a point there. Here you are.
Thank you. Johnny.
Why did you pick 2 weeks from today to be the effective date of the policy?
Isn't that my business?
His birthday, Mrs. Durbin?
What?
Your husband, the surprise.
Well, yes, it is, but all these questions...
Plan to throw a big party for him?
Yes. No, I don't know. Johnny...
Your husband would be worth a lot more to you dead than alive, wouldn't he, Mrs. Durbin?
Hand me that robe, please.
Sure. There you are. But you haven't answered my question.
I'm sorry, you'll have to excuse me. I have a headache. A terrible headache.
Something was definitely wrong here. A girl of her age should have flared at my questions. Should have snapped back at me instead of blindly running away. Yeah, something was wrong, all right. But I'd seen what I'd come to see. Both facets of Cynthia Durbin's personality. And was one of them actually thinking in terms of murder? My job, find out.
Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
An interesting parallel hit me the other day. When a baby takes its first 3 steps, everybody is happy and gives a cheer for its progress. The same thing happens when a country takes important steps toward lasting world peace and freedom. That great American patriot, Benjamin Franklin, outlined 3 important steps in the drive toward a lasting world peace and freedom of mankind. The last and most important of these steps was, and is, to get the people of the world to talk to each other and to help each other. This is the essence of the people-to-people program that Americans have put into operation all over the world. It has been such a great success that it is beginning to work both ways. Not too long ago in Korea, Tom Lawrence, a yeoman in the United States Navy, lost his wallet on a street in Seoul. The wallet was found by a 15-year-old Korean boy who gave it to his father. The father promptly returned it to Lawrence with nothing missing. Tom Lawrence decided that this kind of honesty should pay off. He visited the 7 members of the Korean family and gave them 80 pounds of rice. He then promised to bring the family 50 pounds of rice each month he remained in Korea. The Korean father said, "I think this is much more than I deserve." Maybe it was, and maybe it wasn't. But who can put a price on better understanding among the peoples of the world? For through better understanding of each other comes an understanding of freedom, the right of all men, everywhere.
And now, Act Two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Poor Little Rich Girl Matter.
I sat beside one of the plushest swimming pools in Beverly Hills, alone. I finished my drink slowly. Cynthia Durbin was a strange one, all right, but her actions seemed compulsory rather than natural. If she really was thinking about murder for $200,000 in one chunk, she was pretty crude about it. If she was trying to impress her husband for some unknown reason, she'd selected a mighty offbeat way to do it. If she was going off her rocker, well... The extension phone hung on a post beside the bar. I don't ordinarily listen in on other people's conversations, but this one... Thing wrong, darling?
Eric? Oh, Eric, I've got to talk to you. Something has happened.
No, Cynthia, not on the phone. Meet me here in half an hour.
But, Eric...
Half an hour. Here. Goodbye, Cynthia.
Hello, Eric. As I strolled to my car, nobody asked me to come back again sometime. Not that I expected it. I parked a block down the street, adjusted the rearview mirror, and got comfortable. A cigarette later, she came zooming out in a CAD convertible and headed my way. I've tailed a few cars in my time, but this kid was either scared silly or she'd learned her evasive tactics from Bull Halsey. I lost her in the first 10 blocks. So I drove Roger Hackey's car back to his office and prepared for the horse laugh I had coming. It came.
She lost you, huh? Oh, that's a dandy, a real dandy.
Hey, tell me, do you always laugh when you're about to lose the commission on a $200,000 policy?
Yeah? Oh. Well, what are you going to do now, Johnny?
Who is Eric?
Well, he's not a brother, that's for sure. Oh. I don't know.
You know, for 2 cents, I'd turn in a negative report and go on back to Hartford.
Oh, wait now. You can't do that. This is a big deal.
For you. For me, it's a pain in the neck.
But you can't turn in a negative report just because she's got an extracurricular boyfriend. You don't even know who he is. And what about her husband?
Yeah, what about him?
Here. I got the dope right here. Today's paper, and it's a good picture of him. Read what it says.
Peter Durbin, one of Los Angeles' better amateur golfers, plays out of Silver Oak Country Club where the state open is being held this week. He's expected to finish in the top... Roger, what time is it?
4:30.
Thanks.
Huh? Hey, where you going?
I'm going to try my hand at being a reporter.
What? What are you talking about?
Roger, I'm going to interview Mr. Peter Durbin for the Interstate Publicity Press Association.
Huh?
Expense account item 4, $2.40, cab fare to the Silver Oak Country Club, which nestled in a big ravine north of Sunset Boulevard, some 15 minutes from Roger's office. The last players were coming in for the afternoon round when I got there, and Peter Durbin was among them. I waited until after the radio and TV boys had got through, and then caught him in a corner of the locker room.
Yes? Who are you?
Johnny Dollar, Interstate Publicity Press. I'd like to ask you a few questions, please.
Well, I've already given my interviews.
Well, sure, I know, but this is feature stuff. Best part of the day. There's the gallery body and stuff like that.
Oh, all right, but make it quick.
Yes, sir. Is your wife here?
No, she never watches me play.
Oh? Where is she now?
Well, at home. Where else? But now, see here, don't you think...
You're playing a great game, Mr. Durbin. You figure you're going to win this tournament, huh?
Yes, I think so. McManus turned into 69, of course, but I'm still 3 strokes up on him. I play a much steadier game than he does.
Oh, yeah, sure. This is your home club, isn't it?
Oh, yes. It's one of the best in the country.
Yeah, mighty fine course. You must be pretty well heeled.
Well, That's none of your readers' concern.
Oh, I'm sorry. Say, you have a birthday coming up soon, haven't you?
How did you know?
Oh, well, you're a prominent personality, Mr. Durbin. We keep a file on this sort of thing, on important people like you.
Oh, I see. Oh, sure.
I suppose you're going to have a big affair.
No, as a matter of fact, the annual Western Road races fall on my birthday each year. As a reporter, you should recall that I won both last year and the year before.
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, happy birthday, Mr. Durbin, and good luck.
Well, is that all you want?
That's all I need to know. Thanks.
Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
No folklore could be all boastful and dynamic. Some of it is about the man at the bottom of the pile, like the one they tell of the traveler who just had to get across a river. He argued with the boatman, but that boatman wasn't about to move. Nope, not with the spring thaw making it a mighty ugly river. The traveler was insistent. Finally, the boatman agreed, but it was going to cost a whole quarter to get across.
But I ain't got but 15 cents. You gotta take me for that. Your regular fare's only 10 cents.
The boatman stood firm.
I ain't going, that's all. Anybody that ain't got but 15 cents, it just don't make no difference which side of the river he's on anyhow.
Folklore belongs to every nation's legendary past. And I guess we Americans have our share of some good ones. Like the one about... but we'll have to save that one for the next time we travel your way. See you then.
And now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Poor Little Rich Girl matter.
Expense account item 5, $6 even. Taxi fare to the office of Attorney Crane Collins, with whom I could now agree on one point. I didn't like Peter Durbin either. It was 6:15 after hours when I entered the office of Collins, Douglas, Walsh, Hanley, and James. The senior partner was still there. His door was slightly ajar, and I heard voices, which stopped abruptly when I entered.
Oh, Mr. Dollar. Rather late in the day, isn't it?
I don't keep office hours, Mr. Collins.
I'm very busy.
Then I'll wait.
Very well, as you wish.
I wished, so I waited. But not for long. Because about 3 minutes later, Collins came out, carefully closed the door of his office behind him, and strode easily toward me, oozing his most charming professional smile.
Now, Mr. Dollar, what can I do for you?
Why didn't you tell me the first time I was here that Peter Durbin, in addition to being a first-class golfer, was also a racing enthusiast?
Why, it just didn't occur to me.
Do you know any insurance company in the world that would issue a $200,000 policy on a man who risks his life in a racing car?
Then your company will not issue the policy?
What do you think? Now tell me something. Who is Eric?
Eric?
That's right. Well?
The name is not familiar to me.
Now look, Mr. Collins, I have a feeling that even you will admit that withholding information in connection with a possible murder is punishable by law. Fact.
I am fully aware of that, but I fail to see what that... What are you doing?
You didn't invite me into your office. I just wondered why is all.
Have you no ethics, man?
Cynthia Durbin was in there a few minutes ago, wasn't she?
Mr. Dollar.
Wasn't she?
If it is the intention of your company not to issue the insurance to my client, I will so inform her, and that will end the matter so far as you are concerned. Now, please be good enough to leave.
You really don't know or care what's going on, do you? You're so wrapped up in the letter of the law that preventing a possible murder doesn't even occur to you.
Another one of your feelings? Well, I don't have the remotest idea what you're talking about. Good night, Mr. Dollar.
Good night, Mr. Collins. Expense account item 6, $9.50, cocktails and dinner. I should have written my report negative and hightailed it back to Hartford. But when you see in your mind's eye the possibility of a racing car careening off the road at 125 miles an hour exactly 2 weeks from now, you don't just stick to business and call it quits. Eric, wherever he tended bar, was the key. But how to find it? I was on dessert in the evening paper, giving my subconscious mind a chance to work it out when all of a sudden I was looking at it on the society page. Expense account item 7, $19, including taxi fare to Los Angeles Police Headquarters, where I had a pleasant chat with the captain on duty. Then a tuxedo rental in the same taxi to the Statler Hotel. A special pass let me in as guest at a crowded and bejeweled society benefit. Enjoying the party, Mr. Collins?
Dollar, what are you doing here?
Enjoying the party, too. Have Mr. and Mrs. Durbin arrived?
You are the most annoyingly persistent individual I have ever...
Please, no compliments. See you later. After a few minutes, I spotted her, dressed to the teeth. She turned suddenly and saw me. I expected surprise, chagrin, fear, most anything but what I got.
Mr. Dollar, Johnny, I am glad to see you. I was such a bore this afternoon. Forgive me.
Well, your exit was rather sudden.
My headache's all gone. Isn't that wonderful?
Fine.
Will you dance with me?
Pleasure.
Dollar. That's such an exciting name.
Is your husband with you tonight?
No, poor dear. He's playing in a golf tournament and has to get his rest.
You came alone?
Yes. Don't you find it warm in here, all these people? Let's go out on the terrace,
Sure. Why not? Once more, I was following her, and it was just as interesting as the first time. But my mind and eyes were elsewhere. Somewhere in this crowd was the Eric I was looking for. He had to be. Then I spotted him. 35, big and broad, hawk nose, circling toward the terrace from the left. She threaded her way to a potted palm in a far corner of the terrace, turned and looked at me. Her eyes were feverishly bright in the moonlight. She was beautiful.
You're a very charming man, Johnny. I wish.
You wish what?
Do you find me interesting? You haven't answered my question.
Oh, I find you interesting, Cynthia. Who is Eric?
Eric,
The man you went to see this afternoon after you left me.
this afternoon.
You know who I'm talking about. Because you and Eric, I don't know how, were planning to kill your husband 2 weeks from now and collect $200,000 insurance. 2 weeks from now in the road race. Make it look like an accident, no doubt.
No, Eric! No!
I ducked and whirled around as a fist grazed past my ear and brought up one from the floor with all I had. Cynthia stood there a moment, then quietly folded up and lay on the floor in a heap, sobbing.
Oh, there you are, Dollar. What have you done to this poor girl? And that man?
Very simple, Collins. I've been combining feel and fact. The house dick and I got them out of there. Hawk-nosed to police headquarters, Cynthia to a hospital. Eric turned out to be a quack psychiatrist who preyed on unstable rich women and who was wanted in both New York and Florida. He had a perfect setup in Cynthia Durbin until he went for murder and the big money. Mrs. Durbin, well, the doctors tell me she ought to be normal mentally in a couple of years with proper psychiatric treatment. Expense account total, $317.75. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Our star will return in just a moment.
Our flag now numbers 50 stars, and behind each star there stands yet another flag, representing one of the 50 states. North Carolina's state flag bears the initial of her name on either side of a white star. Above, on a yellow scroll, is the date May 20th, 1775. Below, on a similar scroll, is the date April 12th, 1776. The 1775 date stands for an early Declaration of Independence, known as the Mecklenburg Declaration of Independence. April 12, 1776, was the date of the first Constitutional Convention held in Halifax. The Halifax Resolve was a document that placed the Old North State in the front rank, both in point of time and spirit, among those colonies which demanded unconditional freedom and absolute independence from any foreign power. North Carolina's state flag, the flag of the 12th state to enter the Union, was adopted on March 9th, 1885.
Now, here's our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, a beautiful yacht, a beautiful, charming girl, and a man who wished he'd never heard of either of them. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood. Written by Alan Botzer, it is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, Herb Ellis, Frank Nelson, Marvin Miller, and Peter Leeds. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Bud Sewell speaking.
An Armed Forces recording of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, as it aired at 5:30 Eastern Time on Sunday, September 1st, 1957, 68 years ago. Oy, what a fun episode of the program. Okay, coming up tomorrow, comedies with Milton Berle, My Favorite Husband, Harold Perry is The Great Gildersleeve, and George Burns' Gracie Allen. On Wednesday, Jeff Chandler in an episode of Suspense, The Steel River Prison Break, Edward Arnold as Mr. President, The Whistler, and an episode of Romance. On Thursday, Mystery in the Air, we will hear Peter Lorre starring in The Mask of Medusa. Four-star Playhouse, Robert Cummings in A Surprise for the Professor. Orson Welles and Margot Stevenson is in The Shadow. And Wendy Berry starring in an episode of Inner Sanctum Mysteries. Friday, we will have the Chase and Sanborn Hour. Ida Lupino is the guest star, along with Edgar Bergen, Charlie McCarthy, and others. That's from 1937. And a 1940 episode of The Aldrich Family, The Generous Gentleman. Willard Waterman is The Great Gildersleeve as Leroy buys a car. On Saturday, Westerns and Tarzan. We will have an episode of The Adventures of Red Ryder, Have Gun Will Travel, Gunsmoke, and as I said, Tarzan. Comedies on Sunday with George Burns and Gracie Allen, CBS Radio Workshop, The Great Gildersleeve from a very early show from 1941, and Jack Parr. And then on Monday, we'll have Crime, Counter Spy, The Mysterious Traveler, an episode of Suspense from 1957, The Old Army Buddy, and an episode of Wanted. That's all coming up the week ahead here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Up next, we will move to 7:30 Eastern Time on Sunday, September 1st, 1957, for an episode of The Stan Freberg Show.
You can help children, old folks, the sick, and the aged. You can help destroy juvenile delinquency. You can make your town a healthier place in which to live. You can do all this with just one gift, a contribution to your community chest. 4 out of 10 families in community chest areas benefit directly from the services you help to support. The other families benefit indirectly by better community living conditions. So make your town a better place to live. Give generously to your community chest.
We continue now with more classic radio theater and an episode of The Stan Freberg Show. And this episode, 68 years ago, September 1st, 1957.
This is the 8th show of the series, of a brand new radio series.
From Hollywood, we present The Stan Freberg Show.
With the music of Billy May.
Plus the songs of Peggy Taylor with Doris Butler, June Foray, Peter Leeds, and the Judd Conlon and Rhythm Airs.
You may not find us on your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you on. Brought to you on. Brought to you on RADI.
Thank you very much. And to start us off tonight, we've invited back for the second time on our show the Zazzaloff family. As we told you, they're Swiss. This way, we didn't offend anyone. This is probably one of the finest acrobatic acts in the business, and rather a novelty on radio. Ladies and gentlemen, the Zazzaloff family! Here you go, ladies and gentlemen. Magnificent to see. I wish you could see it. And they're bouncing up in the air. Look at that. Why, he's holding them up in the air by one. Hurry! Very good. And now wearing purple tights. And look at that. My goodness, that's amazing. 18 men, ladies and gentlemen, on one end of a... Wonderful, wonderful. And now on with the show. Hey, Stan. Well, what is it, Dawes Butler, as they say in radio? What are we going to do next? Well, I'll tell you, Dawes, I was wondering the other day.
Wondering what?
How the good humor men stand it. Can you imagine driving an ice cream truck around all day long, let alone all summer long, with the same song flailing you about the ears?
Yeah. How often do they change that song, I wonder?
I don't know.
See, those chimes that drive me nuts.
Yeah, what song do you hear most often?
London Bridge is falling down. How about you?
I hear London Bridge quite a bit. Pop Goes the Weasel is very big on our street. Let's write a screenplay about it, okay?
Okay, and let's have the titles appear on ice cream bars.
That's good, that's good.
20th Century Freberg presents Uninterrupted Melody. This is the story of men in uniform, their loves, their hopes, their dreams, and of the task to which they have so devoted their lives. Yes, to that gallant corps of heroes, the good humor men of America, is this picture respectfully dedicated. You know what it's like, after having a day off with the family, to try to sleep on the night before you report back for action? Do you know what it's like to lie there and live with fear? Charlie Krasmeyer knows.
Charlie, what are you doing?
I'm lying here living with fear.
Go try and get some sleep, sweetheart.
Yeah. Just lying here thinking about tomorrow.
Well, you just mustn't lie there thinking about tomorrow.
Tomorrow, it's Pop Goes the Weasel and hundreds of grimy little hands reaching out for ice cream bars. Walter Yoder cracked up last week. I saw him when he took him away, Sue. It wasn't pretty.
Oh, hush.
Are you sorry you married a good humor man?
Oh, no. No. Oh, no.
Are you sure? No? Are you sure it wasn't just the glamour of the uniform and all?
Charlie, I'd love you whether you had that white coat or not.
Yes, men like Charlie Krasmeyer know their job is no easy one, but they live with it, and they report for duty every day at the plant, where their boss, the Chief Commander F.C. Barr, is just now entering the building. He opens the door and confronts a small, bald man with horn-rimmed spectacles who looks up from the piano.
Green?
Morning, Commander.
Yes, what's going on around here? That's all I want to know, Green. I heard one of our trucks over in Westwood playing hound dog. But, listen, I had that truck taken out of service immediately. Nursery songs, that's all I want to hear. They don't cost us anything.
But see, the men get punchy from nursery songs. They're cracking up out there.
Cracking up, you say nonsense. Every American loves nursery songs. Besides, they're free.
Yeah, but...
Maybe you'd like to go back to television and write Briar Patch Leg jingles.
Okay. That's my sore spot. Say, here's a little thing I've been working on this morning. Now, how does this strike you? The three little kittens, they lost their mittens, and they began to cry. Meow! Meow!
Wait a minute.
Meow!
Hold it. Sure you aren't using a Castellanos arrangement?
Positive.
It's good. Yes. One of our more enthusiastic salesmen, I see. A cute guard for 3 days now. He came in last week. Get him out of here. Take him out. He's too enthusiastic. Get him out. From the acute ward, you say?
Yeah, poor devil. I know him. His name is Heiniger.
He had the nerve to ask me to take him off London Bridge and put him on Yankee Doodle 2 weeks ago. He had a month to go yet. That's the trouble with labor today. Wishy-washy.
That's right, FC.
You bet that's right. Now get back to work. I got an employee pep meeting in 5 minutes.
This is the briefing room where every morning 200 white-coated, good-humor men sit glumly staring into space, horribly calm, not daring to think about the day ahead of them, only anxious to get the job done.
All righty, men. Yes. Thank you for that splendid ovation. Let's stand up and sing our little song now, and let's sing it like we were in a good humor, eh? Yes.
Humor, yes, we are good humor. That is not no rumor. Yay, oh, music, how we love them.
That's fine.
Lovely nursery music, tinkling as we go. Earplugs, we won't wear at all, or we will be sentenced to 100 days of Yankee Doodle. Push the tutti frutti, sell it by the Udall. Good humor, we love you, yay.
Well, that was fine, just fine, man. You can tell a real GH man every time, I always say. You know, you don't eat our bars with your fingers. There's a stick to it. Well, man, that's the key to successful selling. Stick to it, right?
Yay.
Yes, ice cream salesmen are the backbone of this nation, if you ask me. You men keep up the good work, and one day soon, I'll have your chimes tuned. See if I won't. No, I won't hold you because I know you're anxious to get out in the field. Pardon me, Mr. Barr, sir. Well, Charlie Kransmeyer, what is it? I've been on Pop Goes the Weasel for 3 weeks now. Could I please trade with Jones here? He's got 4 and 20 blackbirds baked in a pie. You know the rules, Kransmeyer. The cycle's 8 weeks. I can't stand Pop Goes the Weasel. I come home at night, I can't sleep. All night long I hear a penny for a spool of thread, a penny for a needle. I'm sick of it. Sick.
Oh, now, let me have his song, sir. I like Pop Goes the Weasel, honestly.
Nonsense. Pop Goes the Weasel is Kransmeyer's assignment. Just for that outburst, Charlie, you can't have 4 and 20 blackbirds at all. When your time is up, you'll get the farmer in the dell. Not the farmer in the dell! I had that last cycle! Get back in your seat, sir.
We can hear much, so don't wait.
Well, we can talk about it. Put me down! This is mutiny!
Oats, peas, beans, and barley grow. Oats, peas, beans, oh, nursery songs, nuts. I am the laughing stock of Robbins, Feist, and Miller. I gotta get away from this. I'll just take a shortcut through the parking lot here. Hey, that's funny. Somebody left their motor running. What's this? Somebody bound and gagged in the front seat. Heavens to popsicles! FC, it's you! And somebody's tied greasy ropes around your nice brown suit. FC, that ain't no brown suit. You've been dipped. Let me get that gag out of your mouth there. Oh, gee, boss, you got little bumps all over. You must be all pecan crunch underneath the chocolate.
Yes, for you, Charlie Krasmeyer, and thousands of ice cream men like you, courage is not a sometime thing, and a tin ear helps.
Salute you men in white coats. You're a brave and gallant bunch. You stand for right and liberty, to say nothing of pecan crunch.
thank you. Well, we hope you enjoyed our stirring documentary tonight, Uninterrupted Melody. Now, some folks might think this would be a good spot in the show for Peggy Taylor to sing. It is. She's going to sing not 79, not 81, but around the world in 80 days. Count them.
Around the world I searched for you. I traveled on when hope was gone to keep a rendezvous. I knew somewhere, sometime, somehow, you'd look at me and I would see the smile you're smiling now. It might have been in County Down, or in New York, or gay Paris, or even London town. No more will I go all around the world, for I have found my world in you. Autour du monde, je cherchais toi, et sans espoir de rendez-vous, tout de même je continue. Je sais quelque part, quelque temps, quelquefois, vous me regardez et je vois votre assuré du moment. Cela aurait pu être County Down, ou à New York, ou à Paris, ou même à London Town. Plus jamais j'aurai tout du monde, car j'ai trouvé mon monde en toi.
Once again, it's time to meet our panel of experts who are back with us tonight as we ran over 2 weeks ago and we did not finish our discussion. I'm glad that you could be back with us, Dr. Linus Coit.
Thank you. It's nice being back.
Mr. G.L. Spoon.
Good evening, friends in Radioland.
And finally, Mrs. Edna St. Louis, Missouri.
The pleasure's all mine. Although it does seem to me I got second billing last time. After all, I do have a master's degree in Tarzan.
Yes, indeed, Miss Missouri. Well, be that it may, we're not going to bring up tonight any of the other things we discussed 2 weeks ago. For example, whether or not Often Annie has one red dress and one pair of long white cotton stockings that she washes daily and wears over and over, or many red dresses and many white cotton stockings.
I know that one.
Oh, Doctor, I know you do. I know you do. But
I do know that answer.
Yes, I know you do. But we won't go into that.
I can get a doctor's degree in Little Orphan Annie for nothing.
Yes, well,
Boy, you know, this guy's really got the rub in that doctor's degree.
Yeah, well, shall we move ahead to other questions tonight? But we promised not. Yeah, I know we did. Now, shall we... Well, you promised, you gave me your word out in the hall before we went on the air that we wouldn't have any kind of discussion.
Yes, that's absolutely
Oh,
true.
thank you.
Let's pass the peace pipe here, for goodness sake. Yeah. Now, I've received my master's degree in Tarzan, and you insulted the ideal of my life when you said Tarzan was 72 years old and wore a hairpiece.
I'll apologize if Mr. Spoon will.
Oh, that's
nice. Yeah, well, okay, look, I'm sorry. I'll take back what I said about Tarzan's hairpiece. If you will apologize publicly for calling Dick Tracy a big jerk. Listen, Tracy happens to be, and the biographers will agree, one of the greatest living American heroes. And he's just recovering from a severe head wound as well.
I'm terribly sorry. I apologize.
Oh, yes, indeed. Aren't we getting along famously here tonight?
Well, it's very nice of you. It's very nice. And believe me, Miss Missouri, I didn't mean to insult Tarzan. Between you and I...
Between you and me, mister.
Ooh, that education.
It's rather nice of her to do that to you.
Between you and I, he's a great ape man, and truthfully, if you didn't get right up there on the newspaper with a magnifying glass, you couldn't tell he wears a wig.
Where's a wig?
He does wear a wig.
You should have as much hair on your bare skin rump.
Oh, I don't think it's...
Now, please, simmer down. Out in the hall, no more discussion.
Put us on slow, boy.
Yes, sorry. Now we'll go to our first question tonight. It's in Dick Tracy now. This is the question. Does or does not Junior wear a fright wig?
Well, yeah. It has to be negative. It's the boy's own hair, and it certainly doesn't take Dick Tracy to figure out where that question came from, Miss Missouri.
I beg your pardon, Mr. Spoon. I had nothing to do with that.
Oh, no, those questions.
People, look,
I called him
send
Mr.
it.
Here, I have a thing to say. I have something to say. Listen, people. Be that as it may, it is a fright wig on the boy. It is not a fright wig on the boy. It's a fright wig. It is not. It's the same hair that any 12-year-old boy...
12-year-old boy?
12-year-old.
Why, he's older than little Orphan Annie.
Personal affront, madam.
Stop him.
Hold it. Please. We've been all through this. If anybody should be drawing Social Security, it's you and Tarzan. This woman should look that good in white cotton stockings.
Please, watch.
Look, Junior, the subject is Junior, right?
That's right.
He's a normal American boy that any mother would be proud to call her son. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He's an artistic boy as well. How many boys do you know who could sketch pictures for the crime lab like he does? Don't make me sick to my stomach. You don't believe that kid really draws those pictures, do you? Oh, boy. Listen, he's got a ghost artist, and if he does draw them, I could take that cigar of yours and draw a better picture with the ash. I could. Believe me, I could.
Gentlemen, we are having just a little bit of fun at the round table tonight, aren't we?
Oh, it's lots of fun.
I'd like to see it Sandy.
Sandy, that idiot animal.
Please.
How would you like me to punch you in that big, fat, uneducated nose?
You let him have it, Doc. That's right.
Let's move on to the next subject now, shall we?
All right.
Now, could or could not Buck Rogers beat Flash Gordon in a ray gun fight?
Tarzan could make monkeys out of both of them.
Take him against Punjab and Mr. Am with his disintegrator cane, and it'd be a one-sided affair, I'll tell you that. Listen, I happen to live by the Dick Tracy Code, and we're here to stop ray gun fights, not to encourage them. You're talking about a showdown in self-defense. Tracy can wipe up Rogers, Gordon, Punjab, Sandy, and the antique ape man, and he can do it with Kardui under one arm and a bandaged head. Why, you viper! You are a viper! Listen, I'll thank you. Please, put forth the Andy.
Just a minute. Down, Sandy, down. Well, once again, that concludes another chapter of Face the Front. Sandy, down, Sandy. First of all, it's good night to Mr. G.L. Spoon.
If someone shoots you in the chest, extract the bullet and look for small telltale bore markings on the slug, and then call a doctor. That's Crime Stopper.
Yes, and it's good night to Dr. Linus Coit.
Leaping lizards. Some folks don't realize just how lucky they are until some other folks shows them how much they've got. Little Orphan Annie, King Feature Syndicate, 1947.
Yeah. Finally, our Tarzan expert, Miss Edna St. Louis, Missouri. Come down off the curtain there now. Now help her off.
Well, so much for literature. We have received so many card and letter asking us to do St. George and the Dragonette, to say nothing of countless phone call, that we have decided to dig it out of the trunk tonight and dust it off. I'm very fortunate to have the two people who made the original record with me, June Foray and Dawes Butler, who also wrote it with me. Peter, if you please.
The legend you are about to hear is true. Only the needle should be changed to protect the record.
This is the countryside. My name is St. George. I'm a knight. Saturday, July 10th, 8:05 p.m. I was working out of the castle on the night watch when a call came in from the chief. A dragon had been devouring maidens. Homicide. My job. Slay him. Call me, Chief?
Yeah, it's a dragon again, devouring maidens. The king's daughter may be next.
Mm-hmm. Got a lead?
No, nothing much to go on. Say, did you take that 45 automatic into the lab to have them check on it?
Yeah, you were right.
I was right?
Yeah, it was a gun. 8:22 p.m. I talked to one of the maidens who had almost been devoured.
Who are you?
I'm St. George, ma'am. Homicide, ma'am. I want to ask you a few questions, ma'am. I understand you were almost devoured by the ma'am. Is that right, Dragon?
He breathed fire on me. He burned me already.
How can I be sure of that, ma'am?
Believe me, I got it straight from the dragon's mouth.
11:45 p.m. I rode over the King's Highway. I saw a man, stopped to talk to him. Pardon me, sir, could I talk for just a minute, sir?
Sure, I don't mind.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a knave.
Didn't I pick you up in a 903 last year for stealing tarts?
Yeah? So what, do you want to make a federal case out of it?
No, sir, we heard there was a dragon operating in this neighborhood. We just want to know if you've seen him.
Sure, I seen him.
Mm-hmm. Could you describe him for me?
What's to describe? You see one dragon, you seen them all.
Could you try and remember, sir, just for the record? We just want to get the facts.
Well, he was, he had orange polka dots.
Yes, sir?
Purple feet, breathing fire and smoke.
Mm-hmm.
And one big bloodshot eye right in the middle of his forehead, and like that.
Notice anything unusual about him?
No, he was just a run-of-the-mill dragon, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. All right, you can go now.
Hey, by the way, how are you going to catch him?
I thought you'd never ask. A Dragonette. 3:05 p.m. I was riding back into the courtyard to make my report to the lab. Then it happened. It was a dragon.
Hey! I'm the fire-breathing dragon! You must be St. George, right?
Yes, sir?
I see you got one of them new 45 caliber swords!
That's about the size of it.
You slay me!
That's what I want to talk to you about.
What do you mean?
I'm taking you in a 502. You figure it out.
What's the charge?
Devouring maidens out of season.
Out of season? You never put that rap on me? Do you hear me, cop?
Yeah, I hear you. I got you in a 412, too.
A 412? What's a 412?
Overacting. Let's go.
On September the 5th, the dragon was tried and convicted. His file was put out and his maiden-devouring license revoked. Maiden devouring out of season is punishable by a term of not less than 50 or more than 300 years.
we're little folks so good night late. We're little good night so folks late. We're a little, well, never mind. Until next week, this is Stan Freberg saying thanks for listening. God bless you and good night.
The Stan Freberg Show is produced in Hollywood by Pete Barnum and is written by Stan Freberg, Pete Barnum, and Dawes Butler. Featuring the music of Billy May, Judd Conlon for the Mares, and the songs of Peggy Taylor, with Dawes Butler, Peter Leach, and June Foray. Bud Sewell speaking.
68 years ago, September 1st, 1957, the Stan Freberg Show here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Visit us at classicradio.stream. Up next, Lum and Abner.
Ladies, there's still a shortage of fats to make soap. So save and sell every pound of used kitchen fats. And remember, you get more money for used fat today, so keep saving it and keep selling it. Waste fat makes soap. So don't waste fat. Fill a tin and turn it in.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I call a spade and stop being an entertainer? When this war came, our soldiers left their homes to defend yours. You stayed comfortably in your own home during the war with a roof over your head. They lived in foxholes, if they lived. Now, these veterans can't find homes to live in. Remember, if it weren't for them leaving their homes to protect yours, you might not have yours right now. So give them a break, will you? Good night.
Okay, we wrap up this podcast on this Monday with an episode of Lum and Abner, 83 years ago, September 1st, 1942.
The makers of Alka-Seltzer bring you Lum and Abner.
Friends, the changeable weather that lies ahead marks the beginning of another cold-catching season. So be on your guard and avoid colds if you can. And if you cannot avoid them, remember that Alka-Seltzer helps you get so much comforting relief for that dull, achy feeling of a cold. Of course, in addition to taking Alka-Seltzer, you'll want to take other common-sense precautions as well. You should eat wisely, dress sensibly, get ample vitamins, stay indoors if possible, and get more rest than usual. But do not forget the Alka-Seltzer, because the comforting relief it offers for that dull, achy, miserable feeling of a cold is really something. You'll want to use Alka-Seltzer, the soothing gargle, too, if a sore, raw, raspy throat's a part of your cold distress. Now, if you do not have any modern, effervescent Alka-Seltzer tablets handy, get a 30 or 60-cent size package from your druggist right away. And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, Lum and Abner have discovered that the watch bearing the same insignia as that in the baby's locket belongs to Squire Skimp. They have also discovered that the gold mine and everyone connected with it are non-existent, all being fabricated by Squire as part of a plan to gain control of the store. At least that's what the old fellows believe. However, one thing still puzzles them. Who does the baby belong to? As we look in on the little community today, we find Lum in the Jot 'em Down store. Abner, very excited, is just entering. Listen.
Hey, Lum, something terrible's happened, Lum.
Something terrible?
Yeah,
What is it?
The baby's gone, Lum.
Gone?
Yes, sir. We got up this morning, and his crib was empty, and the screen was off the window.
Oh, my goodness.
He must have been taken early this morning, 'cause Elizabeth got up and gave him a drink of water in the middle of the night.
Granny's eyes, I feared something like this had happened.
I bound you I know who taken him, too. It was that Finley feller.
Finley fella?
Yes, sir, 'cause I come by Squire's house on my way down here, and I seen the barn was open and that out-of-town car was gone.
It was?
Yeah, so I knocked at the door, but I reckon Squire was gone, too. I never got no answer.
Well, did you ask his woman where he'd went to?
Well, she ain't home, Lum. She's been over in Missouri staying with relays for the last couple of months.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, I do know.
Well, what can we do, Lum?
We're going to find the baby. That's what we're going to do. Call up Cedric and tell him to bring his car over here right away.
His car?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get him. I'll call him right now.
Tell him to fill it up with gas. No telling how far we'll have to go.
Oh, no.
Wish we knowed for sure it was that Mr. Finley that taken the baby.
Hello? Miss Weehunt? This is Abner Peabody. Is Cedric there? Oh, I see. Yeah, well, this is awful importance. I wish you'd wake him up. Yes, Mom. Here, wait a minute. Just tell him to bring his car over to the store just quick as he can. Yes, Mom. All right, much obliged. Goodbye.
Granny's, is he still in bed?
Yeah, him and some other fellers went hunting last night, and they just got in a couple of hours ago.
Oh.
But she's going to get him up and send him right over.
Well, good. Wish we knowed what direction to start out.
Yeah. Oh, well, here, how about calling Frank Foster and ask him if he's seen anybody driving past his filling station early this morning? He opens up awful early.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Wait a minute, Ro. Look who's coming up out there.
Huh? Why, that's Squire.
Yeah. How he's got enough arm to come in here, I'll never know.
All right, doggies, we'll find out what happened to Mr. Finley, though. I bound you that Squire's got a hand in this kidnapping, too, Lum, you know what?
Find out.
Well, good morning, gentlemen, good morning.
Yeah, morning, Squire.
Whereabouts has Mr. Finley went to, Squire? What's that, Abner? I say, where's Mr. Finley? The baby's been kidnapped, and I bound you it's that Finley feller taking him.
Well, to be honest, yes, you're right, Abner. Only now, it wasn't kidnapping.
All right, Grannies, that's all we want to know. Abner, get on the phone and call the police at the county seat. Tell them to start looking for Mr. Finley.
Now, wait just a minute now, Lum.
Give him a good description of him and the car both.
Yeah, I'll get him.
And tell him he's got a baby with him.
Well, hold on, Abner. Now, wait a minute. Now, don't pick up that phone. Now, let me explain a few things here first.
This ain't no time for explaining. Go on, Abner.
Well, now, just a minute now. Finley is actually the baby's father.
The baby's father?
Yes. So, you see, Lum, he can hardly be accused of kidnapping. You remember that story that he told you about being in Australia with his wife?
Yeah.
Well, that was true. You see, I'm an old friend of the Finleys. I used to know his father in show business. So when Finley and his wife took this trip, why, they needed someone to take care of this baby. And they wrote me and asked if Mrs. Skimp and myself would take care of him for the time being. And I accepted, not knowing that Mrs. Skimp planned to spend a longer time in Missouri. So the baby arrived, and I was just stuck, that's all.
Well, just a minute, though. That baby was left with us.
Well, yes, I know, Lum. In fact, I hired the woman that brought him in here.
You did?
Yes, I knew the baby couldn't be in better hands than yours. So I just decided to let you men and Mrs. Peabody take care of the baby.
For goodness sake.
But I thought that we'd get some fun out of it, so I played this little joke on you.
Joke? This weren't no joke. It was a scheme to get the store away from us, and you know it.
No, now, Lum, tut. Now, let's not let a little misunderstanding alter our feelings and make us say things that we'll regret later.
This ain't no misunderstanding, though. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, what about that watch of yours, Squire? The one with the same insignia on it that was in the baby's locket.
My watch? Did I lose that in here?
Yeah. How about that insignia business?
Well, you see, Lum, I put that locket on the baby myself. In fact, it was a locket that I wore when I was just a mere child. And the insignia is the crest of an organization that my father once belonged to, the Seaside Mandolin and Boating Club.
Seaside Mandolin and Boating Club?
Yes, that was an organization he took a great deal of interest in, Lum, and so he had the little locket made up with that insignia, and then when he died, I got the watch here that also had the same insignia in it.
Granny's, I thought that was a royalty crest of some kind.
No, Lum. It was a gentleman's club that my father belonged to.
Well, how did that insignia get in the newspapers and all that?
Well, you see, I hired an old friend of mine to do that, Lum. And he was also the one that called you up one night, Lum.
He was?
Why, yes, that was all part of the joke. I'm sorry that you men aren't taking this in the same humorous spirit that it was conceived in, however.
I suppose you got us to sign that $1,100 note in a humorous spirit.
Well, at the time, yes, that was just a mere jest, yes, Lum.
Well, how about yesterday when you told us you was tearing up the note and then you tore up a blank piece of paper instead?
Oh, that...
You done that to try to get us to sign the store over to you, and you know it.
Now, wait, just a minute now, Lum. That was an accident, pure and simple. I merely got hold of the wrong piece of paper by mistake and never realized it till later.
Prattle.
And another thing,
now, wait now, Lum. Let me talk now. I'm coming to the bad news right now.
Bad news? That's all we've heard around here for 2 or 3 weeks.
Well, I hate to tell you, Lum, but I'm afraid you're going to hear some more. You see, when young Finley left here this morning, he wasn't exactly what you would call a happy man.
Well, I don't reckon he was.
No, somehow he, too, failed to see the wisdom or humor of my plan. And, more than that, he failed to appreciate getting his head bashed in with a baseball bat. So, before he left, he threatened to take me to court.
To court?
Yes, unless I was willing to make a settlement of $500 for damages.
I'm glad he done it.
Well, maybe you won't be so glad, Abner. Inasmuch as you were the one who administered the blow with the bat, I feel that it is your responsibility to pay this $500.
Our responsibility?
Yes, indeed I do, Lum. But now, just to show you that I bear no ill feelings and am still a good sport, I'll make you this proposition. You pay the $500, and I'll return you your note. Otherwise, I'm afraid I'll have to hold you men to that note.
But just a minute, Squire. You said that was all part of a joke.
Lum, that note is properly signed by you, and it's a legal document that'll stand up in any court. Now, what's your choice, gentlemen?
Yeah, looks like it's just one choice there, and that's the $500.
Yeah, wait a minute. There comes somebody in. Oh, yes, Cedric.
Boy, am I sleepy.
Sleepy?
Yeah, what was it you fellers wanted?
Oh, why... Well, nothing, I reckon now, Cedric. Just a mistake.
A mistake?
Yeah.
Oh, doggone it anyways. I reckon this must be my unlucky day.
Unlucky?
Yes, Mom. Never caught a single thing on our hunting trip.
Well...
Never even seen a squirrel.
Huh.
But you know what I seen climbing in your window early this morning, Mr. Abner?
Huh?
Oh, did you see me, Cedric? Or, that is, I mean...
You? Was you the one that climbed in and got the baby, Squire?
Well, yes, Lum, but now Finley practically forced me to do that.
Hey, Grannies, that's all I want to know. Abner, get on the phone and call the police at the county seat.
Police?
Tell them to come out here and arrest M.K. Skimp for housebreaking.
Housebreaking? Now, see here now, Lum. Wait just a minute
Go
now.
ahead, Abner.
I'm doing it.
Hey, but now, Lum, you can't do this. Now, wait a minute. Now, wait, gentlemen. Let's talk this over now.
Too late to talk things over now. Hurry up, Abner.
Hello, Mamie? Just a minute, Mamie. What'll I tell her, Lum?
Well, we'll leave that up to Squire.
Now, here, wait a minute now. I'll tell you what I'll do. Just to show you that I'm a reasonable man, I'll return your note. I've got it here with me someplace. Let's see, where is that? There's a trustee. From Rockefeller. Let's see.
Tell Mamie to hold on a minute there, Abner.
Yeah, hold the phone a minute, Mamie. I'm fine. Yeah, Lum's fine, too.
Here it is. Here, right here. Yes, now there's your note. Here, take it, Lum.
Yeah. Now, how about the $500 settlement?
Oh, tut, Lum. I'll take care of that. In fact, I intended to do it all the time.
All right, Abner, you can hang up now.
Mamie, we don't want to make a call after all. Huh? Oh, Squire's just fine. I reckon. Goodbye.
Well, I reckon that takes care of all our business now, huh?
Yes. And, I want you men to know that I hold no grudges against you for anything that's happened. Not a thing in the world, gentlemen, not a thing. Well, good day, man.
Yeah, good day, Squire.
Doggy, we sure got old Squire that time, Mom.
Yeah, I believe we did, right? His little joke finally turned out to be a $500 joke on his sales.
It sure did. I'm glad Cedric come along when he did, though.
Mom.
I say it's a lucky thing you seen Squire climbing in my window over there.
Squire?
Yeah.
I never seen him climbing in no window.
You never? Well, didn't you say you seen somebody?
Yes, Mom, but that weren't no humming. That was that tomcat of yours I seen climbing in.
Well, knowing Squire Skimp as we do, we'd say that Lum and Abner had better continue to be careful. But sometimes being careful is easier said than done, as we all know. For example, we know we should not let our appetites get the better of our good judgment. But most of us do occasionally when we're especially hungry or when our favorite foods are being served. All the more reason, then, that yours should be an Alka-Seltzer home. For with Alka-Seltzer handy, twofold relief for the discomfort that sometimes follows too much to eat or drink can be yours in a hurry. There's really no describing the speed with which Alka-Seltzer acts nor the relief it offers. You just have to try it for yourself to know. So take Alka-Seltzer whenever your eyes prove to be bigger than your stomach. Remember, you can get Alka-Seltzer at all drugstores by the package and also by the glass.
So I guess the baby's all gone and all of that. 83 years ago, September 1st, 1942, Lum and Abner here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Join us tomorrow for comedy with Milton Berle, My Favorite Husband, The Great Gildersleeve, George Burns and Gracie Allen as George goes on trial, and another episode of Lum and Abner. Thank you so much for being with us. We'll see you tomorrow for more Classic Radio Theater. I'm Wyatt Cox.